going to be everybody and their mother there around the world converging on the media credentials or media day of the Cavaliers on Friday. I'll be there, as I said, may have to take the day off on Friday. It's all good if that's the case. I'll let you know about that tomorrow. But Cavs back at it this weekend. Training camp starts on Saturday, and the march to whatever it's going to be continues for the Cavaliers. It begins for the Cavaliers. And then their brethren at Quicken Loans Arena, the Monsters, their camp starts on Tuesday. Monsters camp already underway. Speaking of the Monsters, got word this morning that the Colorado Avalanche has reduced its preseason roster, and they've reassigned 17 guys to the Lake Erie Monsters here to take into training camp. I'm looking at the list. Some of these very familiar to Monsters fans. Sammy Idacalio is going to be brought back. Francois Tremblay, Paul Carey, Mitchell Hurd, Garrett Mers, Michael Scarboza, Colin Smith, Trevor Cheek, Gabriel Beaupre, all the guys from last year carrying over. Some new names in here. Carl Stollery's in there, Joey Leach. I left a few off the list, but 17 guys reassigned from Colorado here this morning to the Lake Erie Monsters in advance of their camp beginning on Tuesday. Can't wait to get Dougie Plagans on the show and get Monsters talk rolling here. You guys know I love the Monsters, man. I've never hid the fact that I'm not the greatest hockey fan. I'm not a big NHL fan. The Blue Jackets, I got a little caught up in their fever last year. Kind of dipped my toe in the NHL water a bit, but I'm a huge Monsters fan. I mean, for the last 5 or 6 years, man, I like the product that they put on. I like the value that they bring to the people that go, and I like the fact that they draw, man. They obviously, this town gets into the product that the Monsters are bringing, which surprises me because I think that they do a pretty competitive job of drawing a crowd, considering that unlike the Indians, the Cavs, and the Browns, the Monsters and I think this is what helps them, they don't have a major league equivalent in town. There isn't a, well, why would I go see the Captains when I can go see the Indians? Or why would I go see the Canton Charge when I can go see the Cavaliers? There is no major league equivalent. That is Major League Hockey here in Cleveland. And besides that, the level is pretty close. Some of these, no offense, but, the Gladiators, that's a fun product. It's Arena League football. I'm not saying that they don't work hard and that they're not good athletes, but there's a difference. There's different talent levels. There's different product levels. That's a different game. I mean, you're not comparing the Arena League to the NFL anyway. But the Monsters, it's a very good product. It really is. I mean, it's I guess the equivalent of AAA hockey. But I love the product that they put on the court, and I like the way they work to give value for the dollar. I mean, they know it's a hard draw, and they put the work in. I've often said, whatever magic those marketing people and their ticket sales people do, the Indians need to hire a couple of those guys because they do a good job of marketing that product. And I'm not saying the Indians don't, but I don't know if they've got some magic formula or something or what it is, but they've obviously got some progressive ideas because with a not major league product, they do a good job of putting, look at the crowds. This is in no way a shot towards the Indians because they can't control how many fans show up to the game. They can work and do things to get more out. I do think that they can make some changes. But, I talked about it a lot, man. You look at, how some of their big houses, and you're like, man, they're outdrawing this team and that team. And so there has to be some credit given to the people that do that. But Monsters are back at it. Can't wait to talk to Doug. And as I said, the Cavaliers, you don't need me to tell you. You're going to hear it from on high here in the next few days that the Cavaliers are back in action. Not only are you going to hear it on high, you're going to see it on high when they drop the big 10-story banner back down. George Vlasic, my man from GV Artwork, drew that, and I remember them saying, this is Cleveland. This is no individuals. Look at this great banner he did. Sherwin-Williams sold him out in a heartbeat. to get that new banner up, man. But George, I love you, GV. I think you did a hell of a job there, man. I'd have kept your banner up if I was running that building downtown. All right, speaking of other things going on, Stipe, let's end the show with this. Cleveland's own Stipe Miocic, that fight that we talked about that got canceled when Junior Dos Santos, former UFC heavyweight champion, broke his hand in training. That fight has now been rescheduled. And it's not only rescheduled, it's not only a main event, but it's going to headline UFC on Fox. UFC on Fox, number 13. The main event will be Cleveland's own, the firefighter, my man, Stipe Miocic, taking on the former UFC World Heavyweight Champion, Junior Dos Santos. That fight is scheduled for December 13th. It's going to be in Phoenix, and it was just announced. Actually, it was just announced, I believe, a little bit earlier in the day today. So there you guys are getting it. Breaking news, December 13th. Junior Dos Santos, Cleveland's own, the pride of Cleveland, baby, takes on Stipe Miocic takes on former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos, and I'm looking forward. I told you guys when that fight got canceled, I was really fired up for it because I wanted to see what Stipe could do against one of the big dogs. I mean, Stipe can fight. We've seen him. He's taken it to Roy Nelson and Gabriel Gonzaga. He steamrolled Fabio Maldonado, who was the fodder opponent, I guess you would say, to replace Junior Dos Santos a few months ago when that fight got canceled. So now we get to see it again, and that's going to be a good card, by the way. Alistair Overeem, the guy that was the final man to defeat Brock Lesnar and end his run in the UFC, takes on Stefan Struve, who's the guy who beat Stipe in his one and only loss in 2012 with a second-round TKO. He's going to be there. Jamie Varner's on the card. Gabriel Gonzaga versus Matt Mitrione's on there. Some good fights on the UFC Fox 13 event. December 13th, main evented by Cleveland's own Stipe Miocic, taking on former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. And I'm going to get with Stipe's camp here in the next few days and see when he's going into his training deal and all of that, and we'll make sure that we can schedule Stipe to be with us here on the Sports Fix as we lead up to that fight December 13th. All right, guys, the only fight left on my schedule right now is the next one on tap for the Indians. Hey, they're going to do what they're going to do. We have no control. All we can do is sit back and watch it. They've got one more against. That's it. All you can do right now is just go beat Kansas City. Just put off the inevitable until tomorrow. If you just buy us a day. Just hook a brother up. So when Mike Brandenberry comes on tomorrow, I can go, you're not allowed to say nothing. Problem is the Indians are facing another pitcher that has done well against. We saw what Yordano Ventura did last night. I mean, Ventura went to work once. I mean, really, he has dialed in on the Indians, and he did it again last night. Jason Vargas, he's stumbled in his last 3 starts for the Royals. He's lost 3 in a row. He's posted a 9 flat ERA over that run. So good thing for the Indians is that Vargas is coming in stumbling a bit here. However, he's done well against the Indians. Meanwhile, Trevor Bauer, he's had a last few games run of losing his starts. Before that, he had been on a hot run. His last 12 starts, Bauer is 1-4 with a 4.24 ERA. Last time out there, that tough 10-inning loss to the Twins. He gave up 3 runs on 6 innings of that one, and then they lost into extra innings here. So Indians, hey man, you don't need me to say nothing, and neither do they. That's your matchup, Bauer and Vargas. Indians are either going to win or lose, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. If they win, they stave off elimination for one more day. And at this point, that's all you can do is stave it off for one more day. Live one more day. What's that Biggie Smalls song? One more day. Biggie, give me one more day. Indians, give us one more day. They're hanging by a thread, by a string. It's not even a thread. It's not even a string. It's the silk that comes out of a spider. It's that thin. It's the lone strand of silk that spider uses to lower down in front of you and hang from it. But guess what? That's also strong enough to hold 1,000 times its own weight as well. So I'm just kidding. Just win tonight. That's all we can talk about. Win tonight. Tomorrow, Kendall Lewis, Mike Brandenberry, BJ Riddell, all in the house, plus you and me and doing the Sports Fix thing. Live at noon. Same bat time, same bat channel, baby. You know how we do it, and you know when we'll do it. So be here. Live at noon tomorrow. Go Tribe. Go Cleveland. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Sports Fix.
This the home of King James. We are not the empire, but this is where the kings play.
Cleveland, we rep our city. Blue lights separate the grind from the gritty. We're sick fitted. Hood pass cover any city that we visit. Winnie up on Cleveland. Survivals are must on these streets. We hustle, don't sleep. Out here in Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland.
Okay, now here we go. Welcome to the Cleveland show. But this ain't no cartoon. Reality is all we know. Tuning in the pride.